President Donald Trump was convicted on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Can you talk to us about the impact of this verdict?
Well, the obvious impact is that now somebody who might become the next president of the United States is going to be a convicted felon. The political impact at this point is still unclear. Elections are close affairs, and this is the sort of moment that people who might otherwise be sort of tuning out the news of the day might turn their heads and say, "Whoa!" And this is really a big deal. And although the vast majority of voters are not going to be impacted by this, or frankly anything else that could come between now and November when everybody goes to the polls, there are still some people who might be swayed. And if you have a slight movement, that could determine who's the next president. But we don't know. It's far too soon to even see the polls, let alone whether people are thinking about this several months from now. We won't know exactly how this has affected things until mid-November once we have seen the election results.
Definitely. I mean, we still have 5 months till the presidential election, so this will be baked in by then, and many things can happen. But you wrote a piece for Forbes while the jury was deliberating, and it was, "Trump can be a micromanager. This may lead to his conviction." First, can you explain how he has the potential to be a micromanager, and can you talk about if you thought that impacted the verdict at all?
Yeah, so Trump is a man of contradictions, and one of the ways in which you see that is how he manages people. So there are certain things that he doesn't get into the details much at all. He reportedly didn't want to read the president's daily brief when he was serving in the Oval Office, which is sort of the dense text that all presidents read to understand the national security concerns every single day. He seemed to prefer bullet points and images and that sort of thing. But at the same time, he does really hone in on certain things, and he's always been this way. So he might get obsessed with what the shade of a paint color is that he's painting a building, or he might get obsessed with, for example, his checkbook, every penny that leaves his personal account. He said for a long time, although he runs a large business, that he wants to be the person signing the checks. If you look through real estate documents, his name is the one that's at the bottom of those documents that he has signed, which is not unheard of, but isn't what every real estate developer of his magnitude does. And so he does like to be involved in certain details, although he doesn't necessarily get involved in all of the details. And that was key in this case, because this case was largely a question of, did Donald Trump know about the falsification of these business records, and did he cause the falsification of those business records? Or would he be able to say, no, it was the fault of the people in the accounts payable department, or no, it was the fault of my former lawyer, Michael Cohen, or no, it was the fault of my kids and an executive who I had entrusted my business to while I was in the White House. Ultimately, the jury decided, no, Donald Trump caused this, and therefore convicted him on all 34 counts.